Okay. Hey there. How's it going, everybody? This is Francisco here, doing an impromptu, very spontaneous sports goof watch stream. Decided to. I got NHL Hits Pro on the screen here, and I also decided that hey, why not watch some games at the same time? I will not be displaying them on the screen here because it causes my computer to explode. So you're just going to have to live vicariously through my voice. As I'm currently watching three games at the moment. I'm watching the Miami Heat versus the Phoenix Suns out at Talking Stick Arena. And then I am also going to be watching, and it's about to start here, the Los Angeles Clippers as they take on the Portland Trailblazers out at Staples Center. And finally, I'll also be watching the Minnesota Wild taking on the San Jose Sharks. Both teams kind of struggling here, so somebody's bound to win. And earlier today, I watched the Florida Panthers versus the Washington Capitals off stream. And yeah, the Panthers got a point, which is, I guess, good when you're facing a team like the Capitals. So, some things during the game that I kind of wish they had done differently, but all in all, Sergei Bobrovsky kept them in that game. Yes, 5 goals, but kept them in the game, believe me. And there's still a lot of room for improvement for the Panthers, but if they're still getting points in games where they can stand to improve one or two things here or there, then it only bodes well for when they start fixing those issues. And I love the music in this game right now in NHL Hits Pro. It's very, very early 2000s. I like it. And anyways, let's see what else is going on the score crawl here as the Boston Celtics beat the Charlotte Hornets big time, 108-87. That's currently what TNT is kind of finishing up right now before they move on to Staples Center. Then we've got the Penguins defeated the Islanders 4-3 out in Long Island, and I'm just trying to see the scores here. Oh, okay, and the Spurs are currently beating the Thunder 108-99 out in San Antonio. The Heat are winning right now 77-65. The game that I'm watching here in front of me. Hopefully the Heat can bounce back. They lost to Denver in the last game. There's not many games on for the NBA, so I think there's only like 3. I think those are the only 3 that's happening for tonight, or 4. 3 or 4. Either way, not much happening out for the NBA tonight, but the NHL's got a ton of games. Devils currently losing 2-3 to the Flames, so I'm hoping the Flames can close that one out. The Jackets and the Coyotes are tied 2-2 in the second. Hopefully the Yotes do what they have to do. The Knights lost to the Leafs today in overtime 2-1. There's the Capitals versus the Panthers. Caps coming up on top 5-4. And I already said that the Penguins defeated the Islanders in overtime. A lot of overtime games. So a lot of teams got points today. The Philadelphia Flyers beat the Canadiens 2-3 in overtime out in Philly, and then the New York Rangers defeated the Carolina Hurricanes today. And Henrik Lundqvist had himself a game today because the Hurricanes had a ton of shots, and they still were able to. The Rangers still were able to win that game, and the Blackhawks and the Canucks are 2-1 right now for Chicago, and the Avs are spanking the Predators 8-3 out in Denver right now. So something good happening in the drinking water over there. The Oakland Raiders are winning 20-14 against the Los Angeles Clippers on Thursday Night Football. I could turn to that game, but I'm not. Don't know why I'm not. I probably could. I probably should. Let's give it a look-see. The Heat are playing comfortable right now, and I do have Amazon Prime Video, and they've been advertising it all day long. So let's watch the actual live broadcast here Blah, 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 blah. Continue. I don't care. And yeah, I've got this game here. Let's see what the heck is hockey school. I want to play the game with help from NHL All Stars and 9-time Stanley Cup winning coach Scotty Bowman. Really? Midway got Scotty Bowman to do. Is that Stephen Weiss? Holy crap! Wow, this game is old. This is from 2004. Holy crap! It is Scotty Bowman. Wow. Okay. Um, let's uh, let's give it a look. See here. So skating and turbo. Wow. They got Scotty Bowman to say use the control stick and hold the R button. Wow. Okay. That. Oh, that. Are you kidding me? What? This is great. This is awesome. Wow. This is awesome. This is really cool. Wow, what a catch. Um Still wild card implications for the Raiders and the Chargers in this game. And you know what? Man, Oakland. I mean, these people could have not shown up for these games, but they are. They're going down with a ship here. So, and by the way, our our this week our streams are sponsored by Into the Dead 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Actually, these I looked at it and it looks like a pretty fun zombie shooter. So if I was more into shooters, I might pick it up myself. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll get into it. I always kind of get into genres at some point. So let's see. So that was skating and turbo. So that was pretty cool. So let's try passing. And it was already 1-0 out in San Jose. That was a quick goal. That's less than a minute into the game. So aim the direction of the pass. Press A to pass the puck over your team. Okay, cool. Nice. Whoops. Give me a second. Hey everybody, sorry I was tied up there with a call of mine. Let's keep it going here. So we're actually playing this game. A lot of fun. Ooh, yeah! How's that for the Florida Panthers? Wish they had done this tonight against the Caps. Alrighty, let's go. There you go, Roberto. Yeah! Nice, Nicholas Hagman. All right, I'm having a lot of fun right now. That's for sure. This Raiders and Chargers game is also a lot of fun. This game is coming down to the wire. The Raiders have the ball, 2nd and 7. Wow, Jay Bomeister won a Stanley Cup with the Blues. Uh, oh, that's right. I have no offsides. Oh. Oh, loving this commentary. All right, guys, let's go. Come on. Ooh. That's how you do it. Sharks are doing pretty well right now against the Wild so far tonight. Ooh. 4-0 so far. As this at the end of the first, man, the Wild are struggling. And wow, Bertolongo has a gigantic booty in this game. We're struggling. And wow, Bertolongo has a gigantic. That's how you do it. Valerie Bury. Not Pavel, Valerie. Valeri. Ole Jokinen. Sheesh, a lot of extracurricular activity between the Sharks and the Wild. Man, they really did sell out this Coliseum for this Thursday night game. Once again, hand it to you, Oakland, for showing up. But they still, the upper deck there is not being sold anymore, as it's still tarped off. Michael Samuelson. This is his first stint with the Panthers. I think he played for the Red Wings when they won the Stanley Cup in '08, and then he came back to Florida in 2012. There we go. Heat currently winning 117-103 out in Phoenix. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I want to see the end. That's a hat trick for Ole Jokinen. Do they have hats? I want to see if that happened. Okay, Derek Carr with a short pass here. And. Okay. That's 3rd and 1, maybe 2. 1.5, maybe. Night of the Living Dead 2, baby. Night of the Living Dead and Ghostbusters into the Dead 2 for Nintendo Switch. So y'all can. That's the 4th goal for Jokinen. I'm just having fun now. Gosh darn it, the Jackets are up 3-2 against the Coyotes. Oh yeah, Phoenix is Arizona's hosting both games. That's fun. Both teams are playing home games right now. Both losing right now as well. That's not. I mean, one of the Coyotes to win and the Suns to lose. Gosh darn it. Ooh. Yo, what's up, Andrew? I'm playing a classic today. NHL Hits Pro on the Nintendo GameCube, PS2, Xbox. Oh, holy crap! Touchdown Raiders! Wow, they just took the lead with like a minute left to go in this game. Wow. Great. This is actually a good Thursday night football game. Ooh. Get over here. Come. This is when Yager was still in the Capitals. Ooh, I tried to do the deke. Oh! 5 goals for Ole Jokinen tonight. This is what I wished would have happened in the Panthers game today. Alas, they lose in overtime to the Capitals. I mean, because there's no shame in losing to the Capitals. They're the best team in the league, but gosh. And I'm watching the Sharks and the Wild on the other screen here. And, okay, come on. Oh, this game is fun. This is a good video game. I like this very much. This is a really, really, really fun game. Oh, put me on my butt. Oh. Oh. Oh, another save. That shot should not have gone in. It shouldn't have gone in from all the way there to the point. Not even. I mean, I didn't put any mustard on that at all. Of course, I have this game set to super easy, just to have this experience right now. Just like living the fantasy, living a fantasy. Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh man. This is the goalie has actually improved. Yes, indeed, Freddie. There's hacky going on here, and this Raiders and Chargers game is also going on, and it's pretty darn good. So let's see what we have. And let's see what's going on. Let's go. I know. I don't even know how that is possible that he missed. And John Gruden is freaking this penalty call that's happening right now. But hold on. Let me pause it here. We got 43 seconds. I actually want to concentrate on this game. So, wow, there's a long way to go for the Chargers. Rivers, if they get he throws it deep, and that's a pass interference. No pass interference whatsoever. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't throw one there. All right, 2nd and 10, 37 seconds. And yeah, salty. Gosh darn it, what is that? That is an interesting. That's an interesting username there. But yo, okay, so Derek Carr's trying to pump up the crowd right now. 37 seconds left. The Miami Heat won. I'm glad that happened. The Panthers lost, but they at least got a point. So it's been okay for me tonight. Rivers scrambling, throwing it deep. There's a flag on the field, and we'll see what's going on. There's 30 seconds left now. Ooh. I don't know if Andrew can pop in on the internet here to talk, but yeah, that was kind of like but I mean, and what the heck happened to that guy? Yikes. Something must have popped. Oh, that's on the Chargers. Okay. It's too late for the mic. That's fine, dude. Yeah, it's holy crap, it's 11:28. This whole being unemployed thing is messing with my sense of time and space at this point. I woke up at 11 today. Also the daylight savings, cuz I would have woken up at 10 had we had, it was under daylight savings times, but regardless, I woke up at 11 today. It felt good, but that's like 3 hours gone normally that I would be awake. And yeah, dude, yeah, we'll go for a skate. I'll take you down to that rink. I'm pretty darn sure their rent skates aren't that bad, compared to the one in Kendall, which is all the way far away. I mean, honestly, where you're at, you might be in the midway point between both rinks, but the other one's a smaller rink. Not as crowded. I think it's a bit newer as well. So, and good on. I was saying this earlier. I'm really amazed by the support the Raiders are getting in their final season in Oakland. Because the Chargers did not have this support when they were leaving San Diego at all. So, I mean, Raider Nation is just a different beast. I guess that's just the way things are. And it's very highly unlikely they're going to get a team back. It really is. Once the Raiders are gone, they're gone. They're not coming back. And holy crap, the Sharks are really... we're really beating up on the freaking Wild. It was 4-0 at the end of one. But yeah, once the Raiders are gone, they're gone, and Oakland's just going to be left with the A's. I think the A's will stay. I think they can, especially if they can buy. Oh, that's game. That's the game. That was an awful pass. That was an awful pass by Phillip Rivers. All right, the Raiders. They are above 500 now. They are above 500 now. Wow. So where does that leave them in the in the wild card race here. So I haven't really taken a deep look at the NFL standings as of now, and I should because we're more than halfway through the season. But so let's see. So we got the Patriots. That's a given. We got the Ravens leading the North, the AFC North. We got the Texans out in the South at 6-3, and the Chiefs, who are hanging on with Matt Moore at the helm at 6-3. Then we got the Bills at 6-2, and then the Indianapolis Colts, who have had a pretty good season, surprisingly without Andrew Luck now, but they've and they've rallied around their quarterbacks so far, and so the Raiders will jump ahead of the Steelers with this victory. For a brief moment, the Steelers play this week against. Or do they play this week? Yeah, they do. They play against. Gosh. Or hold on, let me see. The Rams. Oh, the LA Rams. That'll be an interesting game. That'd be an interesting game, actually. Not an easy game, but it'll be an interesting one. So, yeah. So, and the Chargers will be falling to 4-6, not looking too great. And already, and I guess I'll keep as I'll switch games here. So the Heat already won. So I just watched this NFL game. Let's see what's on Fox Sports before I keep playing this. This is a pretty good hockey game. It controls well, very arcadey feel, which is what I like. I don't like too much of a simulation in my sports video games. That's why I don't really like the way that a lot of everything's a simulation at this point. So I'm not really a huge fan of that. I play games for the fantasy, and I found a pretty a pretty weird sports video game from not the past, actually current generation, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch / Wii U. It's actually from the last generation, from the Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360 era. That I got to make sure it works, but if it does, it's going to be a pretty interesting one if we can play it here. Let's see. As far as anything live is concerned, there's not much else live for me. So I guess I'll just put it on the big screen. I've got the Sharks and the Wild on the other screen there. I was going to watch... Actually, hold on. Let me put on TNT. Because I think the Clippers and the Blazers are playing. And I wanted to see that as well. So I'll keep one on the other side, one on this side on the big screen, and I'll keep on the current screen that everybody's watching. I'll just keep the NHL Hits Pro. And it's too bad about NHL Hits. Actually, the whole Midway Sports series of games, NFL Blitz, NHL Hits, and MLB Slugfest. And I can't imagine what their NBA take would have been on this. I don't even know what they would have called it, but it would have probably been really in poor taste after like the Malice at the Palace between the Pistons and the Pacers. Anyways, okay, so I got the Blazers and Clippers game on right now. And, that's interesting. The Los Angeles Clippers are wearing their Buffalo Braves uniforms right now. It is, okay, it's their 50th anniversary, so that's why they're wearing them. That's interesting. Buffalo's been doing pretty hot in sports lately. So, for the first time in a long time. The Bob McAdoo days of the Clippers. Although they don't have the same... It's not completely the same. I don't think it's completely the same because the color blue is different. because the Buffalo Braves had the same color scheme in the 70s that the Atlanta Braves had with the kind of powder blue and red look. So, um, okay. Hey, all right, Freddie. You got your. I just saw your comments there. So I'm trying to manage all kinds of things here at once. Late night. Don't really care when I go to sleep, so I can just stay up and watch the late games, which is interesting. It's interesting watching the late games out in California. This Sharks Wild game is just started the second period here, and the Wild are not doing so hot. Um, and so now on the bottom of the screen, you'll see the score crawl has been updated with men's and women's college basketball since that has started. So it's pretty full now. We've got a pretty full slate of everything: pro and college football, hockey, and basketball across all across everything really. I wish I could add more to it, like the AHL and G League games. I think I had a G League score crawl a long time ago, but then ESPN took it off for some reason. So I'll have to check if they brought it back up. But if not, then oh well. Oh gosh. Ooh. So let's keep playing here. I don't know why, but it seems like this era of sports video games, the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era, and even, heck, you could even say the handhelds for your Game Boy Advance and even on the PC because they used to publish these games on PC. Like this was probably maybe the best era of sports video games because it was in the era before DLC slash microtransactions, which I guess started in the previous generation with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and not really much on the Wii, but and now it's gone to complete crap on the on the current gen systems. They barely ever publish on PC, and yeah, get your Astro Gaming A40TR headsets. You can see on the screen there. Sports Goofs is sponsored by them, and Into the Dead 2 on Nintendo Switch. We got both of them today, and I got another goal there. It's comfortable, it's durable. You get high quality audio to listen to my babbling, and it's customizable. So, but this is probably the best era. I don't know if anybody, because it wasn't just. It really wasn't just EA and EA and 2K. It was Midway. It was Acclaim. It was all kinds of other companies just trying to. Heck, Sony made their own stuff. I mean, Sony only makes their MLB series now. There was Sega. Nintendo made sports video games. Microsoft made sports video games. It used to be that way. It used to just have a ton of competition. You would just find which one had this better sports video game. Oh, really, Andrew? Okay, if only we could get them as a sponsor, right? Hold on one second. Okay. Ooh, sorry. Yeah, so chicken tender pubs, I can't, man. I'm on a diet now. I can't. If I do, it'd probably be the only thing I'd have to eat all day. I really can't. I've been doing pretty good on this. Now that I'm unemployed, I can exercise and stuff. So that's been a thing. But once again, like this is probably the best era of sports video games. I think it is. You know, it's it's pretty. I gotta splurge on the tendies. Uh, well, at least they're not. At least they're always available compared to the Popeyes thing, where some guy got stabbed and died waiting in line at the freaking Popeyes thing because someone cut in line. Now that I actually want to, because I haven't read the article or seen whatever the piece on it. I want to know if the guy who cut the line got stabbed, or if the guy who was telling him he cut the line got stabbed. Because there's a clear difference as to who's at fault. And because cutting the line is a social norm where you just don't do it. You don't do it, okay? This is America. Because in other countries, like when other, and I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it where some people don't understand the concept of a line in other countries, but in America, in most places, when you're waiting for something, you get in line, you stay in line, and no cutsies and nothing like that. All right. If the guy cut the line, then or one of those. I don't know what the situation was. I want to know what the situation was because it doesn't require stabbing somebody over a chicken sandwich. That's a little too much, but people are waiting a ton of even an hour for this sandwich. I don't know why. Heck, I've only eaten at Popeyes twice in my life, to be honest. It's not like it's a fast food chicken place. It's not the best chicken in the world. I think that's what a lot of people don't get. It's not the best chicken in the world. Now, okay, Freddie had pop. Did you have the sandwich, Freddie? Have you had the sandwich? Honestly, when I get chicken, I get it at Wendy's. When I get my chicken sandwiches, I get it at Wendy's. I love Wendy's chicken sandwiches. All right, the spicy one, it was fantastic. Well, but it's like my feelings on Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A is overrated. To be honest, the sandwich my first time. Really? Okay. I think Chick-fil-A is overrated. It's not. People hype it up way too much. I think them not opening on Sundays is also part of. I mean, I know it's part of their whatever religious whatever, all that crap, but it's not that big of a deal. All right, it's a chicken sandwich place, and I still honestly think they don't make the best chicken sandwiches. I still think Wendy's, out of all the fast food joints so far that I've eaten at, okay, that's McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's. I haven't had Popeyes, KFC, Zaxby's. I've eaten Zaxby's. And where else? Checkers. I think Checkers has chicken sandwiches too. Yeah, I've had Checkers as well. Wendy's still has the best. In fact, they introduced this avocado chicken sandwich that it was pretty new, pretty recent. I don't know if it's still on the menu now. It might be. It has guac in it. It is awesome. It is a really awesome sandwich. I don't think I've eaten anywhere that has a bad chicken sandwich. It's pretty hard. Well, actually, when Burger King introduced the grilled chicken sandwich, I had a pretty bad one because it was burnt. And Burger King's grilled chicken sandwiches aren't that great. I think Wendy's, whether it's grilled or they're the fried home style version, breaded version. Uh, I think they still take the cake with regards to the quality of the chicken sandwich overall. Yeah, I get that. You fill one over the other. Have I had a chicken sandwich at Subway? Maybe, maybe. I still, honestly, I don't even like Subway that much. I think their stuff is way too processed compared to anything else. Um, and I haven't eaten at a. I mean, heck, I haven't even seen a Quiznos in forever, let alone eat one. I never get grilled. I get grilled just for the sake of calories and stuff like that, um, but either way, I still prefer Wendy's overall. But yeah, when was the last time I saw a Quiznos? Dear Lord, there's there's a YouTuber on his name is called his channel is called Company Man, and essentially he analyzes, breaks down, simplifies the history of companies, trends of companies, things like that. And he puts them in a nice, concise video format. He doesn't have the greatest voice in the world, but he brings his point across. He had the whole. He's done videos about New Coke. He's done like versus videos like FedEx versus UPS, that type of stuff. And he did a video on Quiznos and why exactly, because there's a point where I used to see a Quiznos all over the place, and now you don't see them. And essentially, it's because they're really sucky to their franchisees, and so a lot of people have gotten out of the Quiznos game just because of that. Um, they're not very supportive, and I think their contracts are awful. So, and they might have opened way too many stores way too quickly. Um, let's see. Let's just throw it in there. Yeah. Oh, it slips in. Okay. Let's see. So we got the halftime report here between the Clips and the Blazers. What is the score on this game? Let me see. So the Spurs won, the Heat won, the Celtics won, and then we have this actual game going on here. And it is 47-40 in favor of... Oh, no, not the Clippers tonight, the Buffalo Braves tonight. The CFL playoffs start on Sunday. Interesting. So how does I have never cared to look, and I guess this could be a nice learn a goof, as Andrew calls it, segment here. What is, and they'll be on ESPN. Really? Okay. What is the format for the CFL playoffs? Because they don't have as many teams. Thus, what's the format? Is it just 2 rounds and you get to the Grey Cup, or not entirely sure. 6 teams make it in. And how many in total are in the CFL? Are there 8 or 10? Top team in each division gets a bye. Okay. Nine teams in the league right now. 9 teams representing all the largest cities in Canada. Hold on. Now, me and Andrew, we went over this on the air beforehand in one of our past episodes. So let me try and remember the CFL teams. So we have Montreal, the Alouettes. We have Ottawa, the Red Blacks. We have the Argos, Toronto Argonauts. The Hamilton Tiger Cats. The Saskatchewan Roughriders, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the Edmonton Eskimos, the Calgary's the Stampeders, I think, right? And then the BC Lions. That's 9. Okay, I got them. And if the fourth place team in one division is better than the third place team in the other, they make it in over them. That's fair. That's actually really fair. Honestly, I wish the NBA did that. Because I can't even remember the last time the East had top to bottom 8 very good teams. But for the longest time, the NBA's Western Conference has just been better than the Eastern Conference. I mean, we've had teams with losing records in the East make it to the playoffs. So, So I kind of wish that the NBA would institute that sort of format where, let's say, 6 teams in the East are good enough to make the playoffs, and there are 2 teams out West with winning records that are not going to make it. I would rather those 2 teams make it in over the other 2 East teams, and they play in the Eastern. I mean, let them play in the Eastern Conference playoff format. Let's in that bracket, but I'd rather that, and I think those teams would rather that than seeing a mediocre to awful team like the. I mean, gosh, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know, like the Detroit Pistons over the past few seasons, they've just been kind of scraping the playoff surface these past few seasons. I'd rather that a team like. A team on the edge that's always on the edge, like, I don't know, the Sacramento Kings. I'd rather that than anything else. So Eskimos at Montreal. Winner plays Hamilton, and Winnipeg at Calgary, and they play against Saskatchewan. Ooh, gosh, Bo Meester was firmly placed on his butt. So I'm winning by a lot in this game. A ton. Way too many goals. And I said earlier I like the music in this video game because it screams early 2000s. Just feeling a lot of nostalgia for this era. This era of video games. It does make sense. I mean, the NHL playoffs haven't had much of an issue where bad teams get into the playoffs for the most part because of the point system. You get pretty much the teams that should be in are in. Major League Baseball maybe could institute it because sometimes you do have good teams not make the playoffs, but at the very least, I've never seen a Major League Baseball season in my lifetime, at least, where a team with a losing record makes the playoffs. It'd be ridiculous. I think of there's teams that have made it, with an 82-80 record. That's happened, but I haven't seen 500. I mean, maybe. Andrew would probably, if he's watching this or listening or anything, he'd probably know think about it from the top of his head or something. He could look it up, but I haven't seen a Major League Baseball season where that happened, and I think we're all glad for it. And baseball playoffs are one of the hardest to get into. And in the NFL, yeah, we've seen losing teams make the playoffs, and we've seen losing team move on in the next round of the playoffs, and the Seahawks did that a few years ago. So, and Gosh darn it. Is that claymation LeBron James on TV? That is freaky. That is a freaky look sprite. All right, let's see. So I'm just gonna let the computer have at it at this point for the second period. And wow, Rick and Morty has become mainstream when they're advertising the show on NBA on TNT. 5 all new episodes starting November. Still not sure if I liked the last season. I don't know if anybody's listening to this has watched Rick and Morty or is a fan or whatever, but I don't know. There was some enjoy. I don't know. Maybe everybody overhyped it too much. I think I need to lower my expectations with regards to a show like that. It's a cartoon show, all right. Stuff's gonna be funny, and they're not gonna hit on every episode, but they were all enjoyable at the very least. I think a lot of people try to get way too much meaning out of certain episodes here and stuff like that. Certain TV shows. So So I was joking on our Sports Goofs, our own personal Facebook chat, because news came out that Chris Carter was let go by Fox Sports, and for those of you who don't know, Chris Carter is a Hall of Fame former wide receiver from the NFL. He has he played for I mainly remember him when he played for the Vikings. And he did play for the Dolphins. He is from South Florida. Although that wasn't much. Freaking Dolphins suck. And that is a foul by Patrick Beverly right there on that shot. Are the Blazers wearing their retro uniforms for this game? Because if they are, then good on them. I think they are. I think they are. So that's good on the Blazers for doing that. I like that. I like that very much. The Clippers court. I still wish the Clippers would change their logo from that paperclip logo, but overall, I'm starting to like the way that they're moving forward with their identity and their brand. I think they'll make the massive change once they move out of the Staples Center into their own arena. Which is it's kind of crazy that they're building another arena out in the Los Angeles area, but the city's so and LA's massive. If nobody's been there, it is a massive city. They can support another arena like that. They can support 2 professional basketball teams at another arena in that. And I haven't looked at the specifics of their new arena. I don't know if it's a basketball only type of arena, meaning because basketball only arenas tend to be a little bit smaller in terms of their surface floor and their configuration and their seating compared to an arena built to support hockey at the very least, because it's a bigger playing surface, and you see how awful that can be when you try and shoehorn a hockey team into a basketball only arena, and you're seeing it out in Brooklyn. That's why the Islanders have more games at their old arena this season as part of their eventual move back to uh, the greater Long Island area. But and the Coyotes actually dealt with that as well. So some people said, "Oh, why don't the Panthers move back to Miami?" Well, there's a lot of um, whoa, what was that? There's a lot of different reasons why their fan base is mostly in Broward and Palm Beach County, Miami Dade. I mean, if the Panthers were good for the last 20 years, or at least half or even a quarter of the last 20 years, then they would have more of a bit of a much bigger fan base. But American Airlines Arena doesn't support hockey. It's just not a big enough playing surface and venue. The configuration is weird. They just can't do it. They can't do it. So, I'm just babbling on right now, but this Clippers and Blazers game isn't that bad either. It's 54-51 right now. Clippers still maintaining the lead. And Hassan Whiteside actually trying today for the Blazers, so we'll see what happens there. Damian Lillard gets his shot blocked. Coming back up the floor, Patrick Beverley passing it up, and the three to Kawhi. He misses, and here come the Blazers again. The NBA, the game has changed so much. I think the up tempo, the shooting for threes, I think it's made a better, actually a more entertaining product on the floor. I mean, with regards to the game itself. But I do wish that the players had that same, I don't know, grit that the players from like the 80s and 90s had. Because those guys could really, like, I mean, you didn't want to mess with the players from that era at all. Every team had basically, it was like a whole team of enforcers. There were guys with actual guts and everything. Like, now the NBA, these guys are, honestly, NBA players are more akin to soccer players at this point than their 90s counterparts. Than, let's say, I would say the spectrum would be soccer players on the soft end of the spectrum, and I would say football players at the other extreme end of this grit and toughness spectrum, and attitude spectrum. So you have football players, then hockey players, then I guess baseball players might be in the middle, because baseball players because they can be tough because of the fact that they have a freaking a ball coming at them between 90 to 100 miles per hour, and you have catchers are tough and that type of stuff. But the game has softened up a bit. Not saying that's a good or bad thing. It's just the way it is. They're being more flashy with the bat flips and all that type of stuff. I don't mind that. I actually like that a lot. And I actually like that a lot because in baseball, there are still players that will throw at you. You still need that grit and toughness in baseball in order to survive. Like, you can be a softie in basketball now. You can be a softie in soccer. Heck, soccer, they're flopping all over the place. NBA players flop. But in other sports, you can't flop in football. There's no flopping. You flop in hockey, they actually call a penalty on you. And the players will let you know too. The players will let you know. They'll put you on your ass. They'll give you a nice good stiff cross check, and you won't be flopping anymore. The next time you'll be going down on the ground, you'll be going down on the ground for real. So that's I kind of wish basketball had that grit and toughness. But It is what it is. It things will they'll just the way the game has gone. But the product on the floor has gotten better, and this season is going to be really, really fun because of the fact that we'll have because of the fact that is that Tyronn Lue on the Clippers bench? Is he an assistant coach for the Clippers now? That's if so, that's interesting. That is interesting. Under Doc Rivers, he's going to learn a lot. I mean, he's already got a championship, but a lot of people don't think he really truly earned that. But regardless, um, that is Tyronn Lue. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. It is 5-1 now between the Sharks and the Wild. Sharks just scored 256 in the second period. So, yeah. Let's continue this conversation that I'm having with myself. Those Braves uniforms are glorious for the Clippers. Very good. I'm really enjoying that. This isn't a very aesthetically pleasing game. I'm enjoying the Blazers and all. They're all red uniforms from the 70s and the Clipper. I'm so glad that they coordinated that. The great thing about the NBA as far as uniforms is that they could travel with all their sets. That was the reason the NHL changed their home uniforms to the dark or instead of white uniforms, dark uniforms, because of the fact that alternate uniforms were always a different color. I still wish there were a lot more color versus color games. White is a color, but like dark uniform versus alternate uniform games in the NHL. But in the NBA, you're seeing them a lot. And it's made for some pretty interesting looks. I still wish I still wish some teams kept it like the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers. Like the Lakers should always wear yellow at home. I just feel like that's like a thing they should have had like as a tradition. I think of them as like the Celtics should always wear white at home. The white with the green word mark Celtics, boom. And the same thing that Bill Russell wore, the same thing that Larry Bird wore, the same thing that Paul Pierce wore, the same thing that Kemba Walker is wearing. That's what they should look like at home at all times. But Nike, NBA now, and they're making money. And some teams are conducive to having good looks. The Miami Heat have had, for the most part, I would say 90% of the Miami Heat's uniforms from their inception to now have been great uniforms. Good to great. They've had some stinkers. They've had a military appreciation uniform, which was, it just looked awful. I hated them. All right, it made me, if anything, it made me not appreciate the military. That uniform was awful. And then they had this, I forgot what they called it. They had a weird name for this other uniform. It was a white uniform that was kind of, it was supposed to have all of their elements of all of their uniforms on. It was like a hodgepodge of everything, and it didn't work at all. It just seemed like a lazy attempt out of Adidas when their NBA contract was expiring to have another uniform. So that I did not like. And then who else? you had the and then from for the other than that, for the most part, the Heat have during the LeBron era, they just kept it simple to kind of almost monochromatic uniforms like red and white, black and white and black, that type of look. And of course, they had the Christmas uniforms, which were one offs. But the Heat hit a home run with the Vice uniforms. That that set has been fantastic. And the Floridians uniforms are also great. I love those. They're the only team that can get away with pink in their color scheme. Um, and they've yet to wear the Floridians. Oh crap! There's a fight. Hold on, let me see if I can play this. 1 second. Okay, I just got my I just got beat. I just got beat. Was not ready for that fight. Is that a sixth goal for the Sharks? That is 6-2 now between them and the Wild. Woof. That is a woof. That is a woof so far. So far tonight. Yeah, the Penguins won, the Capitals won, the Flyers won, um, the Rangers won. Like, then the Ottawa Senators won, but they faced the LA Kings, which is probably the only other team they could probably beat. And the Chicago Blackhawks won. The Blackhawks have had issues so far this season, and they're trying to figure things out. And the Avalanche won as well. Is there any other West Coast games other than this one? This might be the only game that's left on the NHL calendar. Yep, it is the only one. Leafs beat the Golden Knights as well. Okay, so this is probably the only other game on in the NHL calendar. Actually, these are the last two games of the night. These are the last two games of the night. So I'm watching the last two games of the professional sports calendar tonight, and of course the Raiders defeated the Chargers on Thursday Night Football, which, to my surprise, was a good game. Actually, Thursday Night Football has been getting, at least the matchups have been getting better. It still sucks that they have. Oh, what an awful shot by Damian Lillard. It still sucks that. Oh gosh, what kind of defensive play was that by the Blazers? Sheesh. Um, kind of have to kind of lull in their play there. Um, it still sucks that NFL players are playing on Thursday. Like, I know the NFL chose Thursday because it's really the only other. I mean, Saturdays for college, Sunday and NFL. Of course, they have Monday night and Friday. And yes, has college, but of course, it's mainly for the high school football. I'm surprised the NFL didn't take Friday for themselves, anyways. But you know, um, but But so far, I think we've had mainly pretty good Thursday night football games this year. Hassan Whiteside's got 9 points into the third quarter of this game. So, yeah, you're getting your points there, dude. Um, uh, Still salty a little bit, but I don't know why. Actually, not salty against him as a Miami Heat fan. I think... okay, so the Blazers have now gone on a pretty good run here against the Clippers. They don't have Kawhi on the floor right now, as I think he's waiting to come into the game. Yes, I think CJ McCollum might have gotten a foul there, but whatever. Uh, So the Clippers will, at some point, will no longer have to cover up. Actually, They won't be covering up any banners anymore because they're going to have a new arena for themselves where they can hang all of their banners. Well, there's not many banners to go for the Clippers, really. They've only got a couple division championships, no conference championships, no actual NBA championships. And I don't think they won anything when they were the Braves out in Buffalo, and they're probably not going to hang anything anyways. And they probably didn't win anything when they were in San Diego for that brief period. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see what else. What else is going on here on the college basketball calendar here? I just see some Friday night matchups here. Anything good? I mean, most teams have already played, but this is the top 25 that they're showing here. The only women's game that was on tonight is the Indiana Hoosiers defeated. I can't even tell what that is. MSM? Not even sure what team that is. But whoever it was, they beat them thoroughly, 75-52. Vanderbilt's going to get spanked by the Gators in college football. That's going to be I'm not going to like that. Baylor and TCU. Baylor should win that game. Ohio State should beat the Terrapins. Minnesota and Penn State. That's a good game. That'll be a really good game out for the Gophers. SMU versus ECU. SMU should win, and they should get to 9-1. Of course, the biggie, LSU versus Alabama. I mean, it's so amazing that that's a 3:30 game. Like, they could put that at prime time. They could put that game at prime time. They really could. But it's at 3:30. It's a 3:30 game, and then most of pretty much we're all going to be looking at it. We're all going to be looking at it. President Trump's going to be there and stuff like that. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. I won't be there. I'll be at my nephew's birthday party. I'm actually looking forward to that. I don't know why I put actually in front of that. I don't have to. That's one of my crutch words. I got to get rid of. There are crutch words. There are certain crutch words I have to get rid of. I need to put like a post-it on my computer whenever I do anything, a stream. And I see an AEW commercial here. So Charles, at some point we're gonna have to watch this, dude. Charles, if you're listening to me in your dreams right now, we have to sit down and watch a match of wrestling. And once again, folks, Sports Goofs is sponsored by the Astro Gaming A40TR headset and Into the Dead 2 for Nintendo Switch. So, hey, you can get the wired version of the headset, hook it up to your Nintendo Switch when you have it in handheld mode, and play Into the Dead 2 and have the greatest sound quality that you could ever have in a video game experience. So there's a double whammy there. You can actually combine our two sponsors into a gigantic sponsor smorgasbord, if you will. I have no idea why I even put those words together, but it all comes with the territory, with having an increasingly more successful sports channel, network, whatever you call it. Trying to build this up. I've ignored my other channel, my traditional old channel, which I've had for 13 years, going on 14. I've pretty much ignored that to do this. Like, I could be playing another video game or something like that on that channel, but I've chosen not to do this watch stream tonight. Because I've actually really enjoyed these. I get to spiel my nonsense to unsuspecting public, and honestly, it's been It's been a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. Of course, I have the time to do this right now because I am unemployed. However, I hope to not be unemployed soon. And so my priorities will have to change once that happens. But if it's allowed me time to relax, allowed me time to clean up my stuff, and get some non-work stuff in order. So, Veterans Day is next Monday, so that'll be a nice day to be able to do things and So the Clippers motto for this year is LA our way, like the rhyming scheme there, and we'll see what happens, man, because the Lakers and the Lakers are coming strong this season. Looks like they've righted their ship now. They got that number 2 for LeBron now. It's a pretty cool art there that they have there for Logan Couture on the NBC California NBCSN California studio there. That's pretty cool. I like that. NBC Sports California. That's what it's called over there. We don't have it here. We're just the regional thing for South Florida, and actually all of Florida in general, is Fox Sports. So you have Fox Sports Florida, Fox Sports Sun. Fox Sports Florida used to be called. It used to be Sports Channel. It used to be called Sports Channel Florida. A long, long time ago. And Fox Sports Sun used to be called Sun Sports, and before that it was just called the Sunshine Network. And right now the scheme is Fox Sports Florida, mainly just really it's kind of weird that they did it this way. I'm surprised it wasn't. Well, actually, no, it's not kind of weird. I actually understand why. So for baseball, Fox Sports Florida gets the Marlins. For hockey, they get the Florida Panthers. And for basketball, they get the Orlando Magic. Now, and that's the end of the third quarter, 76-70 between the Blazers and the Clippers. And we're in the second intermission out in San Jose. Now, the Fox Sports Sun for baseball gets the Tampa Bay Rays. For hockey, you get the Tampa Bay Lightning. And for basketball, they get the Miami Heat. And now I understand why they do the switch between South Florida and Central Florida for the Heat, for hockey and basketball, is because if the Heat are playing and the Panthers are playing at the same time, because they both have home games, they have separate locations. Same thing for the Magic and the Lightning. You'll have the two channels available to broadcast them, so you don't have to fight for one or the other. And of course, they do also have their. I think they do have programs specific to the NFL teams, like the Bucks and the Jaguars and the Dolphins. But and of course they do have their college specific stuff. The Gators and the Seminoles, and I think UCF and USF as well, and maybe FAU. I'm not even sure, or I can't even recall Fox Sports Florida or Sun Sports talking, if anything, about the FAU or FIU. I'm not even sure. Those I guess the second tier things. The Miami Hurricanes, you got there as well. But the big deal that happened between Fox and Disney. So Disney just got a bunch of Fox's properties. Disney now owns The Simpsons and stuff like that. And they also picked up. They did pick up the regional sports network. Now the sports properties of Fox, but they only picked up the national ones. So Disney got to go along with now. I guess they're gonna go under, I guess a new the banner of ESPN maybe, or maybe they'll keep the Fox Sports banner. Who knows? Maybe they'll phase it out. Um, so Fox Sports One and Fox Sports Deportes and Fox Sports Two, they'll pick those up, but they're giving up the regional networks. And I forgot who bought the regional networks, but somebody else did buy the regional networks. So Fox Sports Florida Sun and Fox Sports South and all the other Fox Sports out there, Fox Sports North, Fox Sports Wisconsin, all that type of stuff. They'll be getting new names, and we don't know what they will be. As we take a look at outside in Los Angeles, the LA Live thing that they have there is pretty nice. I walked around there when I was in Los Angeles. And it was actually after a Kings game that I was walking around there. I still don't. I wish I saw a game over there. It's still not out of the realm of possibility. I could always go back to Los Angeles one day. And yeah, the fourth quarter has now started here. It is 12:28 in the AM. As Logan Couture has 1 goal and 3 assists in this game. He's got a 4-point game. Fourth one in his career tonight against the Wild. Wild are probably gonna have to pack this in because there's, I mean, it is 6-2 now. I mean, the way they've been playing, it's gonna be really hard for them to get 4 goals against the Sharks. Not that it's impossible; it's totally possible. But 4 goals in 20 minutes of play in the NHL. And the Sharks still could score. Very highly unlikely. And the Sharks really do need to win these games to keep up. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Gosh. Pardon my. Oh, gosh. I want to kind of get sleepy. Trying to hang on for these last, I don't know, half an hour, I would say, before these games wrap up. So actually, let me use the little boys' room real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Oh boy. Ugh. Don't know why I'm tired. I mean, I woke up late. Maybe it's just force of habit. My body's trying to tell me, you're tired, dude. Um. So this game's actually pretty good between the Blazers and the Clippers. Let me see how things are going for both of these teams so far this season. I haven't really taken a look, and this is the second time I've been watching the Clippers this season. I saw their opening matchup against the Lakers, and this is the first time I'm seeing the Blazers. And let's see, Kawhi, just bounces out. All right. So the Miami Heat are in second place in the Eastern Conference standings. Boston won today, so they still remain in first. So those are the results of tonight's games out east. The Spurs beat the Thunder, so the Spurs pop up into 7th place in the Western Conference. Oklahoma is now 3-5 and is sitting at 11. Struggling right now out of the gate. The Clippers are 5-3. With a victory, they'll. There's a ton of teams with 5-3 records right now in the Western Conference. Utah, Phoenix, the Suns. Suns they're starting off pretty all right. Maybe finally they'll break out of their tanking ways, or it could just be, once again, weird things happening in the first month of a professional sports season. It just happens. Weird stuff happens. All right, so the Clippers could go 6-3 and break out of that group there and claim 4th place in the Western Conference, or the Blazers could get to 500 with the victory and be 4-4, and they'll probably remain where they are at 10th in the Western Conference, but they'll be at 500 and see where they can go from there. So teams bunched up in the Western Conference. You already have kind of, once again, still not a lot of taking teams kind of jumping out the gate too much, other than the Clippers, other than the Celtics and the Lakers, which is, I mean, it's the NBA, right? Eventually, all these trends will lead us to Celtics and Lakers. Could you imagine that would be the final, just the Celtics and the Lakers again? That'd be something. How is Chris Paul still getting commercials here? He's on a terrible team now. I don't get it. Is that Yager without his helmet on? Does he even look like Jaromir Yager? I can't even tell. Look how old this game is. This is back when the refs didn't wear helmets. Okay. As far as the NHL, let me look at the results in the standings here, because we only have one last game here. So, and the NHL updates these pretty nicely. So the Capitals winning keeps them in first place in the East, and really still as the best team in the National Hockey League. The Sharks with the victory tonight will get to 13 points, jump ahead of Minnesota. Minnesota will still remain. They're both at 11 points, so they both have struggled out of the gate. But Minnesota's struggling a lot more tonight, so the Sharks will just move up one spot in the Western Conference, but they'll still be about 7 points back of the Arizona Coyotes. The Flyers winning tonight, so that puts them at 18 points. Montreal still gaining a point in this game, so they got 19. The Ottawa Senators with the victory, so they move out of the basement. The worst team in the league right now are the Detroit Red Wings, so the Senators have, for what else can I say, they have improved at the very least. The Avalanche winning over the Preds, so they match their point total at 20. And actually, hold on, guys. I'm going to have to take this call. All right, folks, that seems to be it for the night. That's the last of the games. The Sharks defeated the Wild, much closer game than I thought, and the Clippers beat the Blazers in a very close game. So that's it for me. So we'll see you guys next time for maybe another watch stream or our 42nd episode of Sports Goofs. Good night.